go, 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 go. I guess they want me on that rapping shit, but beware I spit that shit that never got no cap in it. Yeah, she got a body, but that coochie got a trap in it. Give a fuck, I'ma still boot up and run a lap in it. And I'm feeling freaky, so I might just hit it passionate. Like Bobby, hit your Ricky Bobby, do it sloppy, put up fast cash. Then I pull the copy, Nike black mask. When I feel like doing something cocky in that right room, and only time my big ass feeling jockey. I'm respected in the 310, 323 and 424. My partner from the rack, so he say phone him, I say Brody bro. In school, the shorties laughed at me. I used to play with Rolly Pose, and now I got a bag. She wanna suck me out my Holy Ghost. Woo! Hallelujah, hallelujah. She just knocked her up and got her right out my medulla. I knew the nerds, knew the school shooters. Put it this way, they ain't never need a ruler. Got me feeling gas, but I'm out here feeling Tesla savage. I'ma wink and clap twice if you test the savage. I can't check this Louis luggage with the rest of baggage. Sacrifice my heart and soul, I gotta flex the cabbage, nigga. Go, 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 and go. My mama, I'm go, saying. Go, 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 go.
What the fuck it do, y'all? It's your girl Deja the Diva on your radio, phone, computer, whatever contraption you are listening from this week or day. Today is Friday, March the 7th, okay? And it is 4:40 Pacific Standard Time, okay? Anyways, what y'all got going on today? Okay, welcome to Convos with Sis. All right, and okay, I decided to come back on today because we trying to wrap Shad up. Okay, we trying to wrap Shad up because I need to go ahead and get that out of the way so I can go ahead and move on to DeAndre, asshole of a daddy. Okay, and show y'all his shit or tell y'all his shit and its entirety. Okay, anyways. So, I think where I left off it from Rashad was, he was getting high and shit, y'all. So, I found he was getting high. And that was up in, Nothing Village. We already went through all that already. So, now it comes to the point where I had moved out of there, okay? And this motherfucker had got locked up again, all right? Now, this time was different any other time that he got locked up. It was different because first of all, he was gonna be up in that bitch for some shit. And yeah. But you know, Shaw, he had to give a gab, y'all. People liked him, period. People liked him. He had to give a gab. Like I said, y'all, he can make you laugh. When I say make you laugh, baby, they called him Dave Chappelle. They didn't call him that for nothing. He will make you laugh. And so he was a people person, and you know, he was just infectious. If he get around you, you're bound to laugh about some shit, period. Okay, because he's just one of them. Also, he's also one of them type of motherfuckers that just don't give a fuck what come out his mouth. Don't tell him nothing that's supposed to be a secret because it's going to come right back the fuck out of his mouth. And also, yeah, he just don't care what come out of his mouth. So you can be somewhere in a private setting and he gonna say some shit that most likely will burst your ass. And me personally, I would have to sometimes I got this thing that I do when people try to embarrass me. I would like walk the fuck off, act like I don't fucking know them. You cannot do him like that, okay, y'all? Anyways, so he had got locked up, y'all, okay? And this time was different. I had ended up moving with my cousin, okay? Because I had gave up. I had to move. I already told y'all all that little crap that was already over. But I had ended up moving with my cousin because my mom was just crazy, and I didn't want to live with her. Either I was moving from my grandma's house or I was moving from my mama's house. But I think I was moving from my grandma's house, so I moved with my cousin. Okay. Mind you, she lived right next door to her dad, which is also my cousin. Okay? And so, yeah, I lived there. And I used to go see him or whatever, things of that nature. I used to go see him and everything. And yeah, I wasn't a writer, so we really didn't write. We wrote each other, but not like that. Most of the time we talked to each other on the phone, and I went to see him. So yeah, he had came home before I had moved with my cousin. He had came home because they had let him do like a work release type of thing, where he get to get out. Well, not really a work release type of thing, because they let him get out because he wanted to get a job, because he told him he wanted to provide for his family, because he just was one of them type of dudes. So they ended up letting him get out. So he ended up talking to this guy, and he already had a job when he came out. Mind you, the people who was giving him the job fucked with him so hard, and they wanted him to work all these hours because they was trying to let him get the money that he needed. And mind you, he don't give a fuck. He will work that. So being that he was on, he had a crazy probation officer, and then it was he had to go to drug court too. So he had to do like all of this at the same time. And he was trying to get them to get him off of drug court so he could just have a probation officer or whatever, because he can go to work and do whatever he needed to do. But how drug court work, you got to be there in the times you need to be there, because if not, if they call your color or whatever the fuck, and your ass ain't there, you getting locked the fuck up. So he didn't want to have to keep on going to deal with that, and then he couldn't dedicate his time that he wanted to dedicate to the job, and work the job that he wanted to work. So yeah, he worked the job for like a couple of weeks, but it had got so hectic because we going back and forth, trying to get him to work, trying to get him to the program, and it was just like too much. So he had ended up, when his court date came up again, he had just went up to him like, nah, he'll just go back in and do his time. So he had a certain day that he had to turn himself in, or whatever the fuck the case may be. Y'all, imagine. I had to drop him off. And so when I dropped him off this time, it felt so different, y'all. It felt so different, y'all. Imagine. He was already going through it. The time that he was out here, yeah, I was staying with my mama. I was on deal. Before I went with my cousin, I was staying with my mama. So, he was already going through a lot, because he felt like fucked up, because he hadn't talked to his mom since he had, I told y'all he talked to her and told her and said what he said. And so he felt like she was mad at him, and he would just bust out crying, at times, because he felt fucked up about it or whatever. And his brother Peanut was acting kind of funny, and it was just like everybody was trying to kind of acting funny towards him, and he felt fucked up because he felt like he was doing the right thing by standing with his family and defending me or whatever. Mind y'all, he didn't curse her out, but yeah, it is what it is at this point. So like I said, he was hurt, y'all. So like I said, fast forward back to when I'm dropping him off, so he can go back in the day he had to turn himself in. And when I tell y'all, it felt so different. It felt so fucking different, y'all. I'm talking about like different. I don't know what it was. At that point, I didn't know what it was. And I had started crying, when he had got out the car and shit. And this, I never felt this way before. Man, y'all, he been in and out of jail and locked up. Like this is what he do. And so it felt different, and I had started crying and shit. I did, because it felt different, and I don't know why it felt that way, but I got emotional. And yeah, so we kept talking to each other, whatever. because I don't give a fuck. Every day I had to talk to him. And he knew what the fuck was going on in my mama's house. And I'm like, I gotta leave from over here. So I left my mama's house and I moved in with my cousin. And I did that. And so, like I said, she lived next door to her dad. And that's my cousin too. So when I say live next door, like her house is next door to his house, like literally next door. It's not like an apartment, it's a house, and they lived next door to each other. Anyways, I fucked around and moved over there with her. I should have never done that, but I did, and it is what it is. Cool. Because I found myself, anytime I got money, I'm giving this bitch money, putting groceries in her house and shit. It just was a lot. It's always something with this. Anyways, yeah. So I had started talking to dude to this little ugly little short dude or whatever, just because he would buy me whatever the fuck I wanted and shit. Cool. Mind you, I was in a different space back then. This is not me at this point in time right now. And I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. This is just what I did. And so, either way, like I said, me and Shad would still talk. But this time he had got locked up. I kind of dragged him a little bit because I found out he was talking to this bitch that lived next door to my mama. And it was just like a lot of little shit that was going on. So, I had fucked around and he was fucking with this bitch named Dawn or some crazy shit like that. So I had dragged him a little bit. Either way, but I dragged him when he had first got locked up, y'all. So when he had came home and did his when he was working the shit, this was before that. So basically, you know what I mean, that time had already passed when he had came home, and I had dropped him off that time for him to get turned in, and I was crying. Yeah, but we still talked on the phone and all that shit. But this particular time, he kept asking me, this whole month of May 2016, he kept asking me, man, come on, let's go get married or whatever. Mind you, he had proposed to me more than once, okay? But he was on some high shit, and I didn't believe his ass, and I laughed in his fucking face, because how the fuck you gonna propose to a nigga, and you sitting right here motherfucking nodding, and you done nodded the fuck off in the middle of a fucking proposal, and then, whatever. So anyways, he kept on telling me that he wanted me to come up there and get married to him while he was locked up this particular time. And I was going to do it at first, but then I changed my mind, no, because I don't want to get married, have a shotgun wedding, in jail, Nick. I mean, in jail, Shad. And he's like, I just want you to come up here. So he asked me this about 2 weeks in a row. Or the whole month of May, he kept asking me this. And so he asked me 3 times. The third time he asked me, it was in the beginning of June. Or the middle of June or something. And I'm like, no, mind you, he was supposed to get out July, the first week of July. So he's like, come on, man. I'm like, no, if you really want to get married, and this is something that you really want to do, because imagine me and him supposed to get married more than once. We had supposed to went to the Justice Peace, so many things though. So yeah. I'm like, if you really want to get married to me, just wait till you come the fuck home, and then the same day when you come home, after you, get yourself together, take a shower, and do all this other stuff that you need to do, we'll go do that. And he was like, okay. But he kept on saying that he wasn't able to sleep like he wanted to. He said because his mama had passed away, y'all, while he was locked up. And I made a mistake and left that out. But his mama had passed away. So she had passed away. And yeah, like I said, y'all, I already told y'all he used to be crying and all that shit. He was crying and shit because he felt fucked up because he never got to tell her and talk to her and stuff like that. But I was telling him like, shit, I had talked to her and she was okay. She was not mad at you. She realized and she understood that you was growing up and that you had your family, and she was not mad at you anymore. But in his mind, he felt like he didn't care about all that. He wanted to speak to her on his own, and she died while he was locked up, and he wasn't able to be there. So anyways, and he the oldest, so yeah. Anyways, that's another thing. Me and him both was the oldest out of our mother's kids and our father's kids. So yeah, but yeah, y'all. So he was saying how he couldn't sleep and shit, okay? And he had been going like they've been doing like work. And they had been coming to Holly Park and doing like work. They've been fixing at that time they had came and fixed like the little roundabout thingy, and they had did all like this stuff. I can't think about what they call it, but I guess it's kind of like a work release type thing. So anyways, man, y'all, DeAndre dad was locked up for a couple weeks in there. Like they was both locked up at the same time, okay? Mind you, to keep that in mind that I'm telling y'all that. Now, they wasn't in the same till or same part of the jail, but it doesn't matter. They were still locked up at the same time. So, mind y'all, DeAndre dad cannot stand Shad. And I'm going to get on DeAndre dad as soon as I finish telling the story about Shad. So, yeah, we talked, and he was like, baby, I can't sleep. And he was saying, because every time he go to sleep, he see his mama. And I'm like, okay, she coming to visit you. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And he was telling me little things, but I didn't put two and two together at that point. I'm just thinking that it was the guilt that he was feeling on. That's why he was having the dreams and shit about her, And he was like, baby, I gotta get some sleep. Like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, okay, boo. He was like, and mind you, we talk to each other every day, a couple times a day. And so, like, we would talk to each other early in the AM, and one time, at night, before I went to sleep and before he went to sleep. And he said, baby, look, I'm gonna get a fucking Seroquel from this fucking white boy. And he said, I'm gonna go to sleep. He said, I ain't been to sleep in a couple of days ever since I dreamt about my mama that day. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he said, well, look, if I don't call you tomorrow, just know I've been asleep all day. He said, but I'm gonna call you the fuck back, when I finish getting my rest. And I'm like, all right, cool. Mind you, the next day came, I'm cleaning up and shit. Like, I'm just cleaning up because I got one room in our house, and that's the room me and my daughter lay in. My son, I made him stay with my grandma. I didn't want to stay with my grandma at that point. So, I would just like go see him and be back and forth. But, and he would come over there and spend the night sometimes. But, yeah, so I was just trying to clean up that day and try to not have him on my mind or whatever, because that's how connected we was. Like, we talked to each other all the time and all of this stuff. And so I kind of felt that way that I wasn't speaking to him, but it was nothing I could do. It's not like I can call the jail phone or whatever. So, and my phone was only getting incoming calls. I couldn't even call out on the phone. So, like that next day or some shit, I had to go to my grandma's house because I needed to give DeAndre something for his he was going on a field trip or some shit. So I needed to give him some money, or I needed to do something for him to go on this trip. And I'm like, okay. So my cousin, she drove a truck. And I'm like, well, shit, let me drive the truck, cause over grandma's house, so I can go ahead and manage it. My grandma lived basically like 10 minutes away from her. And I'm like, shit, let me if that. Don't like shit, let me drive the truck to go give DeAndre some money or whatever. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be right back. And she's like, all right, bitch, go ahead. You know, she had just got up. She's like, go ahead. She had to go to work that day. She was like, girl, I'm good. Like, I'm about to go in the bathroom. You go ahead. So I'm like, all right, cool. I go to my grandma's house. And my grandma was living on Northside Avenue at this point. And I go to her house, and I'm like, I walked, because I remember this shit like yesterday. The girls was still in the bed asleep at my cousin's house. I goes in, and I'm like, what y'all doing? I'm like, DeAndre, where the paperwork at for your trip? And so he points to the paper. But mind you, I ain't paying no attention. He is sitting on the couch, and he's crying and stuff. And I'm thinking that he's crying because, you know, he's thinking that he wasn't going to go on the trip because his paperwork wasn't signed and he didn't get the money. And I'm like, D, I know you ain't over there crying because of that. Like, you know, I'm your mama always gonna come through. Like, don't do me like that. And he said, no. Or grandma said, that's not why he crying or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I was moving fast, y'all. So I signed the paperwork, gave him the money, told him stop worrying about all of that. And then we did. But then I left. So I went back to my cousin's house. And when I got to my cousin's house, my grandma called. I'm like, why the fuck would she call when I just left there? So my grandma like, you need to sit down. I'm like, sit down for what? And then she's like, well, where Marquita at? That's my cousin's name. And so I'm like, well, she said, where Marcus' daughter at? So I'm like, she over here, where? Give her the phone. All right, cool. So she gives I gives her the phone, and I go sit the fuck down on the couch. So she on the phone telling her something. And I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? So she had started crying and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is she fucking crying for? Like, what the fuck is this bitch crying for? Mind you, at this point, me and this nigga been together for 10 years at this point. So I told y'all we met and we was fucking with each other since we was 18. So she give me the phone back. So grandma like, well, Deja, I'm thinking she talking about my brother. She said, so Ray Sean dead. I'm thinking she talking about my brother because my brother's name is Dre Sean. But y'all know grandmas get people's name wrong all the time. And she always called Rashad Ray Sean for some reason. I don't know why she called him that. He didn't give a fuck. He still answered her and talked to her either way. So she like, the police and detectives and came over here. Ray Sean and died. And I'm like, Mom, I know you ain't talking about my motherfucking brother. So she like, no, not Dre Sean, Ray Sean, the children daddy. And I'm like, what? Mama, you fucking lying. So she like, Deja, I'm not fucking lying. You got to come back over here because the detectives want to talk to you. And I'm like, what? So I'm so fucking shocked and fucked up, y'all. I immediately just started to process this. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, why would she say this? I sit down and I start crying. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm talking, and I wake the girls up. Like, y'all gotta get up, and make them go in the bathroom and get themselves together and come on so they can goddamn come with me to grandma's house or whatever. And so grandma like, well, get a phone back to Mark's daughter. I give her the phone back. She's like, don't let her drive over her. Don't let her drive over her. My kid or whatever. So she like, all right, I'm a driver, whatever. So my cousin hugging on me like, it's gonna be all right. And I'm like, man, this shit's crazy. And my daughter's looking at me. They're still so young. They're like 4 and 5, or maybe 3 and 5, or some shit like that. And so They looking like, why the fuck is I'm crying? But it was just like a whole thing because I never in a million years would have thought this man would have ended up passed away. And the more I thought about it, the more I got pissed off because I'm like, how long this man been dead? Why the fuck they ain't come tell me? Like, I'm so pissed, y'all. Mind you, he got me down for everything. Every emergency contact, he got me down for every single fucking thing. But the fact that they never contact me pissed me the fuck off. And then y'all come to my grandma's house. Like, bitch, you could have called me on the phone, told me to come down there or something. Anyways, y'all, I fucked around and went back to my grandma's house after I finished getting the girls together and whatever. So, yeah, go to my grandma's house. When I get there, the detective tore back up. Yes, is your name Deja White? Yes, that's my name. Yeah, Rashad Andrews is dead. So I'm like, what the fuck you mean? How the fuck did he die? I just talked to him. Like, what are y'all talking about? I'm cussing their ass out. I'm kind of going the fuck off because I'm kind of pissed. And I'm like, why did it take y'all so long for y'all to come and tell me what the fuck was going on? Like, why y'all ain't come tell me? Like, anyway, y'all, I was just distraught and fucked up because I never would have thought that this man would have fucking goddamn passed away. Like, period. This is about to be our 26th birthday. Like, we done talked about going to Vegas and all this shit. When the fuck he come home and it's a lot. Like, so I'm fucked up because I'm like, man, he just said we gonna get married and I'm fucked up. Period. Because I thought I had more time with him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I don't got nobody else. Like, that's how I thought about it. Because other than my grandma and him, those are the only two people that actually I felt like really fucked it with me or whatever. You know what I mean? And my grandma got her faults, but we ain't talking about that. He got his faults too, excuse me. But it was just something. And, yeah. Y'all, so mind you, when he had got out for the 3 weeks, we was ready to get insurance, life insurance and all this shit. Like, we was ready to sign the papers, but it slipped my mind and before he ended up turning stuff in, I meant to make him sign the shit. Even though I don't know why the fuck, I ain't think about it, just signed it myself and went on ahead and did it. But mind you, he didn't have any insurance. So, we both didn't have any insurance. So, it was a whole situation. I had to tell his, like, peoples and shit, mind you, his mama just died some months ago. Like, literally some months ago. Like, not even that long ago. Like, his mama died probably like 4 months ago. And so, she was already gone. Period. And then it comes to his dad. His dad was locked up, y'all, in the penitentiary. So that was already something. So I had to go and try to tell his peoples. Now, knowing what I know now, I should have never told them shit. I should have kept it to myself until it was time for the funeral or something, because these people acted a fucking fool. And it wasn't everybody, you know what I mean? But his aunt, with her money hungry ass, the mookie bitch that I told y'all that told me about him being left and her husband finding him or whatever when he was in the second grade. So yeah, this bitch, mind you, these motherfuckers, she don't even got no fucking money or no insurance her fucking self. This bitch is over here getting money from people in the fucking family. And then they trying to carry him to this fucked up ass funeral home that she be carrying their family to. And I'm looking at this bitch like, this bitch is crazy as fuck. Hell no. Like, I went to his uncle's funeral and that shit is fucked up. Like, this parts of the ceiling fucked up in that funeral. Like, it's fucked up. Like, no, not fucking no. Bitch, my nigga ain't going up in there, and that's how the fuck I was. Man, y'all. Okay, let me turn this on because this shit is kind of getting on my nerves. It's not going with what the fuck I'm on right now. But yeah, you know, bitch, because you're getting on my nerves and you have to fucking go. So yeah, So yeah, but I know that he was with me though, because I could just feel his energy, and it's like the more I wanted to like cut the fuck up, the more I can feel him. So this is where shit kind of get a little crazy, and I'm probably gonna like pause on it for a minute and like come back again next week, because this is a lot to get on. But I am gonna say this: it was a lot that I had to go through, y'all, to the point where I had to fucking like, so he didn't have any insurance, so his family was going through some shit. They was like on some crazy shit, y'all. Mind you, I'm the one that came and told them. Like, I didn't have to do any of that. And so the bitch trying to get money from the family members and shit for the bird is mine. And I'm like, I'm not having that shit, because that's not what the fuck I want. I'm snapping out because she telling me to come to her house. I'm being at her house, and she fucking having family meetings with these motherfuckers, and they like not even trying to include me in the shit. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Oh, we gonna put a suit. I got a suit, bitch. He ain't wearing no motherfucking suit. My nigga ain't wear that shit, and that's not what the fuck he gonna put the fuck on. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like, y'all got me fucked up. Like, man, you got motherfuckers like, there was supposed to be this man family talk shit about him. Why? Because now he fucking passed away. Oh, so he was getting high, this, that, and the third. So fucking what, bitch? But you ain't say that shit in that man's face, though. You know what I mean? Like, all this little bullshit that you talking about, you was not saying that shit when that man was here. Anyways, it was just a lot of shit, y'all. Like, they tried to race and get the body before me, and like all of this stuff they was doing. So I had to end up reaching out to his fucking dad in prison for him to fucking send me some paperwork saying that he put me over top of everything. And so he did. They was pissed about that shit. They tried to like race and come get the body and all this shit, and they could not, because I was over top of everything. Man, this man already put me as everything, so they really couldn't do shit. Shaw had already put me on top of everything before he had passed away. And I'm guessing he had already felt his death, because if he didn't, why would he keep on telling me to come marry him? Because if I would have married this man, I would have already been on top of everything. Like, nothing that they can do. But, so yeah. This motherfucker, yeah, they was like on some crazy shit though, y'all. Like I said, trying to waste and get the body before me, and all this crazy shit. So I had this vision that hit me about the dude that this white dude that Shad used to fuck with, and he used to say that was his daddy or whatever. And I'm like, well, why you call that man your daddy? And he was like, man, when I ain't had nobody and everybody left me, like, they started the program for us or whatever, and I used to go there. They used to feed me and everything. And so the man name was Percy, and he showed me every time this man moved somewhere new. This man Percy moved. This white man moved somewhere new or something. He always showed me where this man lived at. I don't know why, but it just was. So this particular time, Shaw had already showed me where Percy lived at, and so I fucked around and go to Percy's house, because somebody told me to go to Percy's house. I just can feel his spirit in it. He's telling me I need to go to Percy's house. So I went to Percy's house. Nobody was at Percy's house. Mind you, Percy is a lawyer. His wife is a fucking doctor. And they wasn't there. So I left a note and told them, listen, this is Rashad baby mama. Rashad just passed away. I need y'all to please reach out to me. So I end up leaving. Percy end up calling my phone, and he's like, Deja. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, I'm so sorry that this happened. Is you okay? Where's the kids? Where's the girls? And, because Shaw had them girls with him and them sharing with him at every point at a time. You hear me? I don't give a fuck what we was going through. He had them cheering with him. If I ain't had them with me, he had them cheering with him. Period. Because he loved them damn cheering. to the point where everybody thought that DeAndre was his son around Holland Park. And that's another reason why Daddy was mad. We not even gonna get onto that. We not even gonna get to that right now. We on Shaw right now. So yeah. So I ended up meeting up with. I told Percy, I was like, listen, if you can contribute something, I don't care. Please, I don't want you to give me no money. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't need you to put no money in my hand, Percy. You can meet me at the damn funeral home. I got a meeting with them tomorrow. Come and meet me up there, and you can come up there and talk to the people with me. And he was like, okay. So he said, what time the meeting is? I told him. Percy met me up there. Percy paid for the whole fucking funeral, y'all, and everything else. When I say this man went in there and put that, he dropped them stacks on that boy funeral. This shit had him so fucked up. This man cried so hard. He was like, he don't give a fuck. Rashad's like a son to him. He was like, when he met Rashad, his mom had left him. And he was helping, making sure that he had food and clothes to put on and all this stuff. He said he started the program in Churchill. It's called a chat program. If anybody's from Churchill in Richmond, Virginia, they know about it. It's called a chat program, period. So he's like, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, Rashad told me that. But anyways, he paid for the whole thing. Mind you, the whole time, this man shit funeral paid for. I opted out to have him cremated after the funeral and stuff because my babies was young. They needed, the memory of their fucking dad. And yeah, like I said, they needed the memory of their fucking dad. So, Percy came in there, paid for the whole fucking funeral, and he did. He was so good. I'm guessing he knew that I was fucked up because I was. Like, physically I was here, but mentally I wasn't here because I never expected his family to act this way towards me, the way they was acting, to the point his aunt was getting on fucking Facebook talking shit about me, talking about, oh, she was calling me all types of bitches, y'all, and how the fuck, oh, I don't got no money, and they trying to put a what they call that shit, when they try to put that little thing up there on Facebook for to get money or whatever. I can't think about the name of the shit right now. But yeah. And she didn't try to put that shit up. Mind you, she just trying to get money. The man in the fucking funeral home, he's like, do they know that his daddy sent you paperwork, that you over top of everything? I said, they know that. And he said, well, do they know that the man funeral and everything is already paid for in full? I said, I told them that. I said, but the aunt is real money hungry and she is on some other shit. And he was like, don't worry about it. I'm handling it. He said, because these motherfuckers keep, this was a black man. He said, these motherfuckers been so rude. They been calling up here, cussing and fussing ever since this boy been up here. He said, but I have yet to see none of them come up here yet. And I said, exactly. They supposed to be bringing this man clothes. Man, that's the only thing he was supposed to do. Bring him some clothes to put on at the funeral. They didn't even do that. So I was hit with that at the last moment. The boy that he went to school with, Shad, the one that had dressed him for his funeral, he was like, called me. He was like, Miss White, ain't nobody came up here and dropped off nothing for him. And he ready to get dressed. And I'm like, damn. So I had to end up getting stuff to put on him. Mind you, I was not going to put no suit on him because he's not a suit ass nigga, period. I never seen this man in a suit as long as the 10 years we've been with each other. Not even for an interview, period. So, I ended up putting him on some, jeans, white tee. He had a fresh hat and all that shit on. It was fucked up because shoes and shit. It was just like a lot, y'all. Like, I went through so fucking much. Mind you, this is my first time ever having to deal with any of this shit. Like, I ain't never had to put no funeral together and shit like that. But like I said, this bitch done got on fucking Facebook, talk shit about me. I done took my motherfucking ass over her house. I don't give a fuck. I pulled the fuck up. Skirt. Why is you over on this motherfucking internet lying to fucking people? I said, all y'all motherfuckers in this bitch talking shit about this man, been talking shit about this man since I said he was fucking passed. I done heard so much motherfuckers in this bitch talking shit about his ass. But none of y'all motherfuckers don't got no money right now to burn him. Where the fuck the money at? But no, bitch, because you so busy over here trying to get money from everybody else. The fuck? And she talk about, because I done sold pussy. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about you selling your pussy, hoe. Period. I don't give a fuck. So, I'm guessing her nigga seen me, because Ronnie is Rashad's cousin. But she called Mookie mom, and that's not her fucking mama. But we not even gonna get into that because all their fucking family has done drugs and been doing dope and all that shit. And gay, they're churned away and all this shit. We're not even gonna get into it. So she was like, did you try to come up here and fight my mama, bitch? Do it look like I try to come up here and fight your mama? What the fuck? I look like fighting this old bitch. If I wanted to fight her, I would have called my grandma over here, bitch. What is you saying? The fuck? Like, go sit the fuck down somewhere. Like, it was so much, and I was having so many dreams. He was coming to me back to back. When I say coming to me back to back, coming to me back to back, I'm having dreams about him. He coming to me, and he looking so mad. Mind you, he's not one of them type of mad people, and he's looking mad. And I know it's because of what's going on, and he's able to sit around and hear what these people are saying, because when you're in the spirit, you're doing what the fuck you want to do. And so I'm knowing he was around them. I'm knowing he was hearing what the fuck they had to say. And they was saying all this shit about me. You know, my children. This is just, it was just a whole deal. So I felt like Mookie thought that if she paid for, excuse me, what's his name? Pumpkin Rashad Daddy to come the fuck home for his funeral, then he was gonna sign her over everything. But I guess that was fucked up because she fucked that up, and that didn't really matter because he still did what the fuck he did. Because like I told him, do not let these people take control over this main body. This is all the closure that I have. Like, I never even got to say goodbye to him. Like, and you know how we was with each other. Like, I'm like, just let me get this. Anyways, I was like really relieved when he let me get that. Mind you, this man had just had a stroke after his fucking wife died, which is fucking helly. He just had a stroke because he was locked up. Anyways, y'all. So, yeah, his family was on some other shit. Like, they carried me through so much. And Rashad was coming back to me, y'all. And so, this one particular time, I had went to go see him because the dude in the funeral home said I needed to go view the body before the wake, before anybody could do what I had to. So I went to go see his body, but I didn't go by myself. I told him, I called my cousin Coco, like, bitch, please go with me. Like, I didn't have anybody else. Like, nobody was there for me. My mama was treating me like shit. When I said this man had just passed away, my mama went the fuck off as she was acting like really crazy towards me and was fucking with me and was treating me so fucked up. I mean fucked up, because I really had like a mental break fucking around with this shit. So, yeah, I went to go see his body. I called Coco and told her to come with me. We go see his fucking body, y'all. He looked good or whatever, but I still never believed that he was really dead. So when I seen him, like, it was crazy, and I cried so hard, y'all. But it was like he was right there, and then I can feel him around me, like, and I heard somebody just was like, don't cry, it's gonna be okay. And so I stopped the crying, and then I left. And for a while, that was like the only time that I had cried, you know, like going to the wake and the funeral and all that shit. I didn't cry doing those things. I didn't cry until I was by myself, because I had to have my shit on, because his people was on some whole shit. Anyways, yeah, this bitch gonna tell me, the Ronnie bitch gonna tell me, Shaka's and talking about something. Oh yeah, because she just hurt because she wanted to, she took care of him and she wanted to, bitch, I don't give a fuck what she did. What the fuck? She felt like you took away the opportunity. Like, what are you talking about? And then on the other hand, she contradicted herself, talking about, well, if this was my baby dad, I would have did the same thing you did. Okay, so why the fuck is you right here talking shit then? Like, everybody has so much to fucking say. Anyways, I told you I went to go see his body view his body or whatever for the week. And I did. So what I did was, after that I had went home. I told the friend we're home. Everything was a go. I went home and I was crying. I had cried myself to sleep. I ended the fuck up having a dream, and this dream was so real. Y'all, all my dreams are always vivid. And so this particular dream, Shad was in the casket when I went to go view the body, and he sat up and started trying to talk to me, y'all. And that shit fucked my head the fuck up. You hear me? When I say fuck my head the fuck up, bitch, fucked my head the fuck up. And I had to hurry up and wake myself up out of it, but all I could do was cry when I got up. And so I didn't even like sit up, and then I just started crying. Like when I got up, I was still laying down. And so I had to get a phone call, and it was his grandma. Mind you, his grandma, I fucked her with her. She passed away now. And she was, Deja, you all right, baby? And I'm like, no, I had took a nap, after I went to go view the body or whatever. And I was crying, and she was like, what's wrong? I was telling her that I had a dream about Shad and what happened. And she was like, oh, he done came and visit you. I said, yes, he been doing this. Like, he been visiting me the whole time. I mean, to the point where he just been visiting me the whole time. So my dreams have been so vivid that he been around me. And I know he been around me because I can feel him around me. And so, yeah, y'all. And so, yeah, after that, it was come time for the funeral, y'all. And yeah, it was coming time for the funeral then, y'all. And mind you, it was come time for the funeral, and I wanted everybody to wear white. Well, I know me and my children were white, and we had shirts with him on there and things of that nature. And that was that. Mind you, the funeral was the funeral. It was like a big blur. Like after that, I was still fucked up though, because I couldn't even talk without crying, because motherfuckers that would ask me questions. And mind you, y'all, this man was so much around me to the point where it was like one day I was over there a day before his funeral or something, and like everybody came over to my mama's house, like, all our friends and shit, so-called friends and shit came over there, and I was playing music and cooking and shit. And so like afterwards, like everybody had ended up leaving or whatever, and I'm playing some of his favorite fucking songs, and I'm just up in there rapping the songs and shit, and I don't have the music up loud. This motherfucker, I can hear him rapping the song from word to word, y'all. It's not even, I'm not lying about this. This is like real true shit that really happened to me. Like, it's so crazy. But I'm gonna leave this shit where it's at right now. I'm gonna come back on here. When I come back on here, I'm gonna talk about how the fuck D-Dad and certain little shit that y'all need to know, because it all goes together, y'all. And like I said, I fucking dedicate this show to Rashad Dandridge, y'all. And that was my boo. And it don't even matter if he in the spirit, he still be with me, y'all. Every time he come in a dream, he be cheesing hard as a motherfucker, like he's still the same motherfucker, like. But yeah, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. And I just want to tell y'all, if nobody else ain't tell y'all, that I love y'all. And it's for real. I bless y'all to the highest. Gods and goddesses, because that's what we are. Stop looking at stuff that's outside of you, because only thing that matters is what's within. And you have to understand that we run this shit. Stop thinking of the negative. Bring all the positive things that you need in your life, and think about all the things that you want. Ain't no such thing as this God character. Ain't no such thing as this devil character. Yes, it's because you are the God and you are the devil. It is the duality. It is both inside of you. Do what you need to do. Stop believing in everything that's going on around you. Slow the fuck down. Tune into what you got going on inside yourself. Love you. Put you first. We are here to elevate and get the fuck off this shit. Because we are in this matrix. And it's up to us when we rise above and get the fuck up out of here. Period. Bring what you want forth. You have the power to do that. Period. You run this shit. Do what you need to do. Okay? Like I said, if I've done it and I made it through all this shit, I'm trying to tell you, there's no way that you can't sit right here and tell me that you can do the same thing. Call your ancestors and let them know you get them permission to step the fuck in. This is what you want. Like I said, I love y'all. Until next time. I just want to say y'all need to go ahead and hit me up on my email, DejaTheDiva34@gmail.com. Everything lowercase, DEJADADIVA34@gmail.com. Yeah, hit me up. I love y'all. Peace.